Okay. Go ahead. So do whatever you think it says to do. Drag dividers, create 4 spaces of equal width.
How do you get it completely equal?
Well, I think that's what it's asking you to do. Whoa, 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 whoa. You gotta try it and see if they're equal or not. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Not quite, so you gotta make some adjustments. 1, 2, 3. Hey, nice. Alright. On to the next one. Looks like kind of a similar problem.
Sort of exactly the same. This is tough.
Hey, nicely done. Okay. On to the next one.
Each of these dividers are wider.
Right. The cat puking in the background doesn't ruin the video. Oh no.
First one. Uh-oh.
You always have animal problems in these videos. Hey, nice job.
Awesome.
Okay, suppose you wanted to figure out the exact space between the dividers. What measurements would you need? Let's see type some words in there.
What do they mean, what measurements would I need?
Well, I'm going to let you figure it out. Here's the question. Suppose you wanted to figure out the exact space between the dividers. What measurements would you need? So if you're going to think they're basically saying if you wanted to do this with math instead of with this playing around, what would you need to measure?
Well, x would be the total distance.
Okay.
And it would have to be over 4. Well, maybe not exactly over 4 because you have different length dividers.
Okay.
So we need, how do we put the length of the dividers in?
Well, it's not asking you to calculate it, it's just asking what measurements would you need. It's not yet asking you to do the calculation.
Well, you need the length of the whole space.
Okay. So you need the length of the whole space and the length of the dividers. Okay, put that in. I don't know if it's going to say yes or no. I don't know how I would even know how to read that, but okay. So there's some other people's answers. In this case, calculate how wide each space should be.
So dividers are 1 foot, and this whole space is 35. I need 35. Minus 3, because there's 3 dividers,
Okay.
over 4.
Boom. Good job. Calculate how wide each space should be.
So this is going to be 48 minus 6 over 4.
Boom. Good job. Calculate how wide each space should be.
Same deal. Right, 40.
Bang, 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 bang. Okay. Help your friends. Write instructions explaining how to calculate the right width of the parking lot, sorry, the parking space for any situation. Just gonna get a drink while you're typing. Okay, before you go ahead, what did you write?
First, take the length length of the whole space. Subtract away the length of the 3 dividers, then divide by 4.
Okay. Did you read what the other kids wrote?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now use variables to write an expression for the ideal width d of each space. So for each of the lots below, w is the width of the lot, and what is that, p? I'm sorry, too far away. P is the width of the divisors. Okay? So you're going to write an expression with variables now instead.
So this is w minus 3p over 4
Nice work. I'm going to see if your equation works for even more lots. Whoa.
Dragons.
Dragons? What was that? What's that one? I can't see it.
I'm not sure.
Okay. There's something different going on here. How is this parking lot different from the ones we've already seen?
There's only 2 dividers.
Did anybody put there were no dragons? Alright. The number of dividers can change now. How wide should each space be if there are n dividers?
It's W minus. Well, it's not really going to be 3 anymore.
Yeah.
It's W minus NP minus N over N plus 1.
So W minus NP divided by N plus 1. Okay. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, what were those things in the corner?
Where?
Motorcycles? This one?
Yeah,
Whoa.
there's the dragons.
There's the dragons, okay.
I don't know what that is. Oh well.
Eric says that if we turn this parking lot into 8 spaces, each space is going to be exactly half as big. Do you agree?
Well, 8 spaces. 8 spaces. Yeah, I think so. Actually, I'm not quite sure.
Think about it a little more.
Oh no, it's not going to be, because it would be 9 spaces if you sliced it in half. Because you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It would be the same,
Okay.
So I agree.
All right. Why do you agree?
You just slice the size in half.
Okay. Is that what you want to write?
Yeah.
All right. What did other people say?
An agree and 2 disagrees.
Oh, an agree and 2 disagrees. Interesting. We don't really like the title for this lesson. We'd like a title that summarizes everything you learned today. The math, the world, and all. So what would you call this lesson?
Don't crowd the spaces.
Don't crowd the spaces with an exclamation point. Okay. Well done. On a blank piece of paper, try to design your own parking lot with different sizes, shapes, and numbers. Can you design a lot where no vehicles could fit, no matter how small they are? Okay, well, that's, I think, Gus, that's the last bit. So, good job.
All right.
Thanks for working through that.